Yeah, his turn 4, and he has a 24/24 body on the board. And any hopes that I would have had of getting a demon down like a Voidlord or a Mal'Ganis were dashed because he had silence as well. So, up till turn 4, he'd managed Divine Spirit, Inner Fire, and a silence effect, which is basically won in the game. And at this point, I thought to myself, this can't be happening. Surely this can't be happening. But anyway, it did happen, and we lose the game in an honourable fashion there, killing ourselves, and going back to the drawing board. So, that last game was me playing Cubelock, and I've had some success with Cubelock over the last month or so. I've really enjoyed playing it, but it can be a little bit inconsistent at times, and so I thought, let's try something a bit different. Let's try something that people won't expect on the ladder. And it's prompted me, for some reason, to play Moonkin Malygos Druid. So, how do you play this deck? Well, it's quite straightforward. You've got some decent early game. You've got minions you can put down. And you then sequence into the Emperor to discount your hand. You get a discounted hand, you play Malygos, you play Moonfire, you play Living Roots, you play Swipe, you win the game. And Jungle Moonkin can help that process along just a little bit. There's plenty of ramp in this deck, there's also card draw, there's taunts as well. So let's have a look at this deck in action on the Wild Mode ladder. We're going up against a Hunter, and there's Malygos. Early to the party. So, in this instance here, I think what we're looking for is we're looking for either ramp or something early that we can play onto the board. There's ramp. Wild Growth is a very good pickup. Now, Living Roots. If I was an aggro druid or a token druid, I'd be playing Living Roots now, but we're not. We're a Malygos druid, and I need to remember that. So we need to save the Living Roots for Malygos. It is our win condition. Although, having said that, if you do get enough early pressure with this deck, you can win without Malygos. It is quite possible. Oh, that's not a card you see every day. That's interesting. But then again, this is rank 15, and at rank 15, hey, crazy things can happen. Crazy decks get played, crazy cards get played as well. And of course, this Hunter is curving out quite nicely. And, well, we've got something we can do next turn. We can either draw cards, or we can ramp up, or we can play a taunt. And I like the idea of playing a taunt here. It's going to stop some damage to our face. We do need to survive. If Malygos is our plan to win, we do need to survive until we draw him. But we've already got Living Roots and Moonfire in hand, so we need to survive. And presumably do a little bit of damage to his face at the same time before we get to Malygos. So we've slowed him down a little bit, not by very much. I was hoping he'd have had to have traded both minions into the Druid of the Claw. No, he didn't have to. He managed to get 4 into our face. That Wind Fury is particularly annoying here. So actually I fancy drawing a card here. And getting a pretty strong body down onto the board. The idea being that I want to contest his 2/4 there. I could have drawn cards with Nourish, I could have ramped up to get me closer to Ultimate Infestation. Maybe that was a better play. But then I probably would have been developing nothing or doing nothing on the board, and against a Hunter you really want to be challenging them, developing stuff that they will need to trade into, or that you can use to trade into their minions. Now, kill command there on my minion is good. It means that it didn't go onto my face, so we can be grateful for that. I'm actually going to ramp up here now because I've got double Ultimate Infestation in hand. Now, Ultimate Infestation can be a massive swing card. Gaining the 5 armor, putting a 5/5 body on the board, and drawing cards all at the same time is pretty broken. And this is actually my first game with this deck, so if I'm misplaying, please excuse me, please forgive me. But yeah, we're taking a lot of damage here. Swipe, though, is pretty cool. But we're not going to swipe. We're not scared of those 2/1/1s. We'd rather develop a 5/5 onto the board, gain armor, and draw Malygos. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. There's Malygos. So we have 2 spells that can be played with Malygos right now, or on the next turn if needed. That doesn't give us lethal. So there's a bit of calculation needed. What I'm probably going to need to do is play the Emperor, get myself a discount, and see if I can combo Malygos with Swipe and Living Roots and Moonfire. He's valuing that hero power every turn. This could just be a swipe Emperor turn, potentially. Alternatively, I can develop the Druid Death Knight. I'm also constantly having to count the damage in my head. It's not lethal. As much as I would want it to be lethal with Malygos, now it's not. And I don't think I'm good. I don't know if I want to. Do I want to use Swipe here? I don't think I do, right? I'm actually going to value drawing a card. That's really good. Okay, so that's pretty clean. So what have we got now? We're going to get an Emperor discount. We've got Malygos, double Living Roots, and Moonfire. We can't fit a Swipe in just yet because we need another discount. However, do we need Swipe? Is Malygos, Living Roots, Moonfire, Emperor, Ghoul to the face, is that just enough to kill him? So much math, so much calculation. And he's just going all face, wow. He's feeling pretty safe here at 27 health. Well, that's it. This feels really, really good. Didn't even need the swipe. So, Ultimate Infestation there for us, I think, was game winning. It drew us the Malygos, it brought us closer to drawing those spells that finished him off. So, let's have a look at another game here. Still at rank 15, but having a lot of fun. So, going up against a rogue. Wild Growth is reasonable. I'm actually keeping as a Drake. It's card draw, it's a body, it's reasonable. Don't know if that was the right play, but let's see what happens. Very soon, Patches is going to be nerfed. Can't wait for that to happen. It's a choice between playing a Taunt, Hero Power, or Wild Growth. And I'm going to play Wild Growth. We'll take 2 damage to the face here from his minions, but it's fine. Okay, we now take 4 to the face. That's pretty annoying. There's more ramp. So, what are we doing here? We're ramping up. we're going to protect our face from taking a little bit of damage. We have the Moonkin, which could come down and I don't know, combo with Living Roots. We're taking a lot more damage early in this game, comparative to the Hunter in the previous game. But no, Azure card draw is pretty good, plus the combo with the Living Roots. Okay, reducing that damage that we're taking. But we've now used one copy of Living Roots, which is going to make our Malygos combo a little less powerful. Wow, he's giving me cards. This is good. He's giving himself cards too, which is bad. And he's trading. Wow, he respects the Azure massively. Oh, turns out that keeping Azure Drake in the Mulligan was a reasonably good move. It's protected our face a little. And he's giving me more cards. And there's Malygos. Wow, okay. So, what do we do here? If he has another Shadow Step, maybe that would be problematic. So, maybe we have to kill the Murloc. Oh, there's different options here. Different things we can do. Maybe we just play the Emperor. Or actually, maybe we ramp up, get ourselves closer to Malygos. Or do we summon a slime? You see, this is quite tricky. Fancy drawing. Which is risky, right? Considering that he's playing cards that can mill us. But the logic there was to draw into other cards that can combo with Malygos. And we got a Moonfire. Okay, get a swipe, that's fine. Getting rid of Nourish there is fine. We've had our value from Nourish. Quite happy. Oh look, there is the second Shadow Step. Fair enough. Oh, he doesn't play it. Okay. So, that's okay. I think I'm happy now to get myself a discount. If the Emperor can stick to this board for one more turn, then we're pretty good. Because we can fit swipe in with Malygos, but I doubt it's going to survive, right? Ooh, that's fine. Hey, mill those useless cards. All we need is the opportunity to kill him with Malygos. That's fine-ish too. That's okay. What am I looking for? I'm looking for second Moonfire. That's what I need. So, the quicker we can get to that, the better. I'm shocked that the Emperor is still alive. That is pretty much going to seal his fate here.
The circle of life is over.
See if we can see if we can draw into that second Moonfire. Oh, Living Roots, pretty good. And we're just building a little bit of a board here. We'll see what resources he can use to remove it. Okay, there's Vanish, sure. We still get the Emperor back, which is quite funny. Possibly I could have ordered things slightly differently on that previous turn. I could have used my hero power to kill his minion and then push 5 to the face with the Emperor. So yeah, some ordering considerations. But We just play the Emperor again. This is pretty nuts. See, now we can conceivably fit double swipe in with Malygos. That's actually pretty insane.
The land serves me.
I don't think we had lethal on this turn, but we will now have lethal next turn. Because we can play 4 spells with Malygos. That's an additional 20 damage. An additional 20 damage, which is nuts. We can even fit in a 3 attack hero power to the face. Wow. His only response is to vanish the board again. And to deal 1 to my face. Okay. So.
The land serves me.
Oh, just a bit of a misclick there. Wanted to fit the Moonkin in. Yeah, this is ridiculous. Actually found a use for the Moonkin. Feels good. Okay, so we've got this double discount here. This is pretty cool. This is pretty cool. It's going to ensure that next turn we can play Malygos plus double Moonfire plus Living Roots. Yeah, so with the Moonkin, of course, it's just going to be a ridiculous amount of damage. And going up against this Reno Lock, you know, he's sitting at a reasonable health total. He may not have figured out yet that I'm a Malygos Druid. He's injuring himself. And now he's just dead. Actually finding a use for the Moonkin here, and an ability to combo it with Malygos, feels really good. Oh, didn't need the second Moonfire. Yay, so a win streak bonus there with this Moonkin Malygos Druid. Okay guys, this is a really fun deck to play. It's unexpected. They don't see Malygos coming. No one plays around it. No one sees it coming. So on that basis, with the element of surprise, I think this is a really good deck. I think that overall, yes, at points it's slow, obviously. You have to muster up enough of a defense to hold out against aggro decks, and then give yourself enough time to play Malygos with the combos. And I think one thing that I could do better with this deck is perhaps be more willing to play Malygos as a body if it's going to attract multiple trades or multiple bits of removal, and then just using other cards in my deck to win the game. Jungle Moonkin with a whole host of other discounted spells can still be a significant amount of damage, particularly if your opponent has already taken damage earlier in the game, and if they're at 15 health, 16 health, you can still do a good job of bursting them down with the Jungle Moonkin. As you saw in that previous game, I was actually able to combo Malygos with Jungle Moonkin, which is a rarity in itself. You could argue that Jungle Moonkin is not needed in this deck, and that actually you could replace it with, I don't know, another damage dealing spell of some kind, or another way of surviving. Anyway, this deck has been a lot of fun to play, and I'll certainly revisit it in the future. I presume there are different versions of Malygos Druid running around at the moment, and yeah, so expect another game with this deck or a similar deck in the near future. But for the time being, thank you very much for joining me, everyone. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Now, just so you know, because you guys have been asking for it, my next video will feature Reno Hunter. Yes, I found a deck that I'm willing to try, or willing to play early in the ladder, early in the season, and you'll be seeing that in the next video. If you've enjoyed this video, please subscribe, I would be grateful, and I'll see you guys again very soon for more wild mode fun.